Hi, welcome to Let's Cook Today, where we are in melon heaven. We are talking Melon Mania. Let's talk about melons for a second, okay? Now, I have a couple of different melons here. I'm going to put the netted melon right here, which is a cantaloupe or a Persian melon. It has a netting on the outside. It's not as smooth as this. And if I cut into this, it's going to have a beautiful orange flesh. Now, when I go to tell if the melon is nice and ripe, what I'll do is right here I'm going to press into this. If it gives, you see how that gives there? And I get a nice fresh odor from it out of this melon, then I know it's good for the picking, because netted melons, musk melons, cantaloupes, they don't really ripen too much once they're taken off the vine. So you need to realize that. Now, cantaloupe, the name cantaloupe is actually derived from, or the name was given because there's a Cantalupo near Rome that's what the cantaloupe is actually named from. Now, if you take a bite of cantaloupe or a melon, it's a perfect sports food. Why? Contains a tremendous amount of water. Actually helps your body to balance water because of the sodium that's present in it. Also contains, it's loaded with A, it's loaded with vitamin C, it has potassium, niacin, folates, and it's like the perfect sports food. So rather than drinking soda or water even, this is going to give you the perfect balance if you're doing any sports-related activity. Out of this world. Now, in the Western civilization, a lot of melons, we usually consider melon more of a dessert item, but in the East, they have different melons that they use for pickling, and that they also use in a lot of stir fries and a lot of sautés in a lot of different dishes. Now, here we have, right here, I have two smooth-skinned melons. These are different. These will actually ripen up for us. Again, we're going to tell if they're nice and fresh by pressing into them. I'm going to cut into this melon because this is a honeydew. Okay, beautiful. And this is also a Texas golden honeydew right here. I'm going to cut into this so that we can see the inside of this here. Okay, here, I got them mixed up. Here's my honeydew. Here's my golden honeydew. I just confused the two because you can see, even though they're smooth skin, one is this color, one is this color. The reason that melons, which are part of the squash family, they will hybridize with each other very easily, which means that when they're growing them, they have to really keep them separate because they will just kind of go together and form a whole new type of melon. Now here's a cassava melon. Oh, which is actually named after a Turkish town, and you know, the origins of the melon. There's not a lot of history as far as them being consumed in Rome, but in Iran and Afghanistan, which is where the cassava actually originated, in that region of the world, delicious, wonderful, intense melon flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of delicious melon here. We're going to take a little break. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you a real easy melon smoothie, which is a great way to start your day. It's Melon Mania today on Let's Cook. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Melon Mania. Now we're going to make a smoothie. Now, to make this smoothie here, I'm going to take the melon here. And actually, I could use two different types. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this is a Crenshaw melon that I'm using here, which I did not talk about in the beginning. But again, this is a smooth-skinned melon. So I'm going to use a little bit of Crenshaw to make this smoothie. Again, making sure it's nice and ripe. And also, by the way, the seeds of the melons are edible. And you can actually dehydrate them and save them. You can use them in salads. You can roast them off. And the other thing I need to tell you is watermelons are not related to the cassava, the Crenshaw. Whole different species. So we'll just take this in half. When I cut into this, and I look in to see if the melon is nice and fresh, you can see how soft the inside is here. Now, I like to remove all of the rind, and then I'll remove the seeds. Now, easy way to remove the seeds is just take the melon, peel it first while it's round, because that way it sits flat. Then just come in with a spoon and scoop out the seeds. And again, remember, this is loaded in niacin and potassium and folates, and it's perfect balance. A lot of water in here too, so this is perfect for this summer. So I use a little bit of this melon right here. Save those seeds. Okay, whoops, take those out of the way. Then we'll use a little bit of this delicious Persian. This is Persian. You can tell this is a Persian melon. I'll show you the difference here. Here's my Persian. Here's my cantaloupe. See, it's more elongated. Notice the difference in the netting, difference in the coloring, and a lot of times you'll even see a cantaloupe, where I grew up in Canada, we called a musk melon because it actually has a netting with ribs in it too. So along the sides here you would see ribbing. So let's just take a little piece of this Persian melon right here, which is out of this world. Take this, remove those seeds. Then again, we'll get rid of any of the green part here that is attached to the skin. Is not going to taste good. I'm going to cut this up. I'll put my melon right in here. A little bit of cantaloupe there. A little bit of cassava too. Put that in there. Now this contains a lot of water. So if I was making this smoothie and it was ice cold, I would not put any ice in it at all. However, this has been out, so I'm just going to take maybe 1 or 2 ice cubes in here. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to this, and I'm going to put in a little bit of lemon juice. Just take this, puree this. It's going to start to puree up right away. Just a little bit. Get it really well worked together. Good. Then just add a little bit of yogurt to this. Again, this is, I think, the balance that God intended a smoothie to have. I really do. See that? Well, that's going. Just going to, here's my delicious melon smoothie. Let's see how close I was. Was I close? Was I close? Perfect. Then we'll just take a little piece of melon right here, put that in there as a garnish. And of course, well, we have to taste it, and a little bit of strawberry there just for color. We're going to take a little break right now, and then I'm going to restick my strawberry on my smoothie. Then when we come back, I have this delicious sauteed pork cutlet with a warm melon salsa. Don't go anywhere. It's Melon Mania today on Let's Cook. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Melon Mania today on Let's Cook. The next item we're making, great summer item, which is when melons come up. You know, right around, starting in the middle of summer, actually you can get the cantaloupes now. You can get them year-round. But it's really, especially in the Northeast, in the later summer months that you get the smooth-skinned melons like the cassava and the honeydew and the crenshaw. Now, right here I have the ingredients that I'm using to make my next dish. I have a little bit of nutmeg there, some onion, some cooked spinach, I'm going to be using melon. I have my pork cutlets, tomatoes, a little bit of rum, a little bit of olive oil to saute it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my pan, start to heat up my pan. Now on the cutlets that I have right here, I'm just going to take a little bit of this hot sauce right here. Take that hot sauce. I'm going to spread the hot sauce on to my pork cutlets here, and I'm also going to season them with a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a little bit of salt here, a little bit more salt. Then I'm really going to cheat, because then I'm going to show you exactly how you can get the other side done. To get the other side done without turning them all over, just take them, put a little bit extra on each side, come here, bring this one right over here. Now they're all going to be seasoned except for that one side on the other side. Just rub them together, and a lot of times I do this at home too, just to try and save steps. I have my pan nice and hot here. A little bit of olive oil in the pan. That's great. Let's let that get nice and hot. Put this over here. Now while that's getting hot, we're going to take our onion, and we need to finely mince the onion, or very finely chop it. So, since I don't like to cry, I'll make a few cuts right across this way. And I'll bring my knife down this way. really close together. I'm keeping them my cuts very close together. And you could call this a melon salsa, you could call it a melon relish, but a little bit of white onion there. Great. Okay, now my pan looks like it's hot enough here now. So now what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to start this in the pan, get this in the pan, and we're just going to sear these off. These also won't take too long to sear off. The only thing I have to do is this one side is not seasoned. That was the top of my other one. Now they're all seasoned. Good. So we're going to let them sear off, and we have our onion ready here. In addition to our onion here, I have some spinach here that I blanched, but I'm going to finely chop the spinach a little bit too. Just finely chop the spinach, because I really want it to all blend together when I make this. So now I have my spinach here. Okay, next, we need a little bit of melon for this. Melon, because melon will break down relatively quickly once you've cut it. I'll use a little bit of this cantaloupe right here. All I'm going to do with the cantaloupe, come here. And again, we need to make sure you really want to get rid of all the seeds here from the cantaloupe. So we'll come right over here, getting rid of those seeds. Now let's take a look. We need to go back to our pan here, because now, look at the, again, we're getting a little bit of heat in here from the chili sauce that we used, and I'm just using my favorite Thai chili sauce. Take the melon here, we'll cut it down here. I'm going to come right over here. Cut this down here. Again, we need to make sure that we remove all of the skin here. Great. Okay, that's good to go. This does not have to be perfectly chopped, but you do want it to be somewhat of a small dice. Good. Take this here. Just chop this up. Now my melons are ready to go. Great. Now, when you get to this point, and the pork is about 3/4 of the way done here, I'm going to take this now, take my pan off the heat here. I have a lot of flavor here in the bottom of the pan. To this now, I'm going to add my onions. Then I'm going to deglaze this with a little bit of rum. Get our rum right in there. Catch that rum on fire. There we are. That's just going to release all that flavor in the bottom of the pan. Going to put in a little bit more rum. Great. See the great color and flavor that we're developing there? Now I can go ahead and add my spinach, my tomatoes. Just get them right in there. Now, if this gets a little dry or anything else at all, you can add just a little bit of stock to this too. Okay, there we are. Perfect. Last thing to go in is my melons. And all we're going to do with the melons is just heat these through. That's all we have to do, just really lightly heat them through. And this dish is now ready to go. My pork is right here. Let me just set up a really nice plate with this. Oh, this will be great color for this to go with. So here we are. Just set up one of these for you to see. Or we'll take two of our pork cutlets right here. 1, 2, look at that great color. Then we have this wonderful melange or warm melon salsa right here. A little bit of that right here. Oh, out of this world. This dish is done now. I'm going to the refrigerator because the next item we're making for Melon Mania today is this delicious melon souffle, frozen melon souffle with a wonderful peach lime sauce. It's definitely Melon Mania today on Let's Cook. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Melon Mania. Now, our souffle. See our souffle right here? I'm going to show you how to make this delicious souffle now. It's a frozen souffle. It's made with melon. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of whipped cream right here, just a little bit there. And to that whipped cream, I have some pureed melon right here. So this is just pureed melon that I'm going to add to this. And by the way, you can go to my website if you need these recipes. I'm just going to mix this together with the heavy cream. Now, the way I get lightness in this is I'm going to use a little bit of a meringue. What I have right here is I have some egg whites that I started to whip already with a little bit of sugar. On this pot right here, I have some sugar that I'm bringing up to about 245 degrees. By bringing it up to 245 degrees, or right before it starts to caramelize, I gradually add this to my egg whites as they're whipping. What that will do is that will stabilize and cook those egg whites, bring them above 145 degrees so that they're very stable, and that way you don't have to be concerned about eating raw eggs. So, while these are whipping now, I'm just going to drizzle in, and I'm making my meringue now. Little drizzle in at a time. We're just drizzling nice and slowly. This is going to cook and stabilize the egg whites. See how they're getting firmer? If we can go back to that shot again, you can see how they're really getting nice and firm and shiny. Just drizzle that in nice and slow. Perfect. Okay, good. Now, that's good. Now, into my remaining melon mixture here, a little bit of Midori or melon liqueur and a little bit of creme de menthe just for flavor. We're just going to fold this in. Just stirring this right in. Perfect. Beautiful. Now, let's go to our meringue here because this is good to go. I'm going to show you exactly how, and if you feel the side of this bowl, it's hot to the touch, that's because this is very nice and stable. See, look. Look at the shine. Look at the strength. See? See how nice that is? Beautiful. Oh, I could just like stay here for hours just looking at this, but I think we have to finish our souffle. So, have that right here. Going to now take our egg whites. Not all of them. This much. We're going to mix this in aggressively. Okay? Then, with our remaining egg whites, about another half, because I did half and half, with the other half, we come in and we just fold. There we are. So we just fold this in. Keep folding this nice and easily. Just incorporate all that egg white. Beautiful. See how nice and light and fluffy this gets? Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a dish like this, just any souffle dish, any ramekin that you have. I lined it with plastic wrap here. Then I take my souffle mixture, put it in there. Beautiful. Then we just close this up like this, like this, like this, like this. Put it in the freezer and freeze it. I have one already in the freezer right here, and I'll show you how easy that comes out. Take our dish right here, because it's, and this might, you know, these, I made these earlier today. I should have actually probably made them yesterday, because they're better 24 hours. They may separate on you, but we just unpeel them this way, set them up into a dish like that. Now we need to make a little bit of sauce to go with this. To make this sauce, I have some peaches here. I'm going to take these peaches with a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of sweetened condensed milk. I puree this. Once this is nicely pureed, I'm going to add a little bit of seltzer or ginger ale. That's just going to lighten it up. You see how it foamed it up there a little bit? Take this, we mix this together. This goes right on top of our souffle here. Doesn't that look good? Oh. Right on top of our souffle. Then, of course, to finish it, it would not be a souffle without a little bit of lightly whipped, lightly sweetened cream, and of course finish it with a little bit of mint. Melons are terrific. They're absolutely out of this world. We did the melon souffle here. We also did the melon smoothie. Then we did the pork cutlet with the warm melon and spinach salsa. All of these things are very good for you, heart healthy. Melons are real healthy. Again, potassium, niacin, folates, salt, beautiful sports food or fruit to eat. Thank you so much for watching Let's Cook today. I enjoyed working with my melons today for you. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.